Some of the greatest works of fiction are sprawling epics. Whether it be a massive movie, a long-running TV show, a set of monolithic novels, or a couple of seasons of your favourite anime, a lengthy runtime allows creators and their visions room to breathe. By immersing ourselves in their world, we're able to truly understand it, become a part of it even, and this immersion allows us to care about the cast of characters and the storylines they go through. But to ignore a work that boasts the opposite, that is able to deliver a satisfying narrative with characters we fall for in just a few minutes, is to do fiction as a whole a great disservice. There are plenty of novellas that are far more poignant than the doorstops of classic literature, and short, beautiful movies that capture something truly special in a fleeting moment. Anime is no exception. Truly great anime doesn't need to hit a specific runtime to achieve greatness. Good things do indeed come in small packages, and anime as a medium has enjoyed exploiting this fact to great effect for decades. Some of the best anime I've ever seen has only clocked in at a couple of minutes, and today I want to share with you a few of my favourites. Don't worry, I won't take up much of your time. Short anime breathes in many different varieties. There are original video animations, or OVAs, which set up or expand full-length seasonal anime. Short-form anime is a wonderful palate cleanser from the lengthy TV series by butchering the medium down to 4 or 5 minute exercises in purity. Even animated motion pictures occasionally dip below an hour, offering up sumptuous flicks that are over before others have even begun. Even the adverts for Cup Noodle are beautiful little vignettes, seemingly unable to contain the massive stories they hint at just below the surface. In this way, anime has learnt to respect a viewer's time in ways that Western media still has yet to grasp, and offers up plenty of content regardless of how much time you've got to give. I'll tackle all of these subgenres in future videos, but today I wanted to talk about the anime short itself, those experimental, interesting, beautiful little moments that often manage to say so much more than their bloated brethren. Since its inception, anime has always cherished the adage of less is more. It's a design staple that became the very foundation of anime itself, a medium that traditionally worked with as few frames of animation as it could get away with. So it's only natural that, in an industry born from cutting corners, anime excels in trimming the fat altogether with its love for shorts. The beauty is that an animated short may often have just as much work put into it as a full 2-hour piece, but condensing that into a fraction of the runtime gives these beautiful stories an animated verve and narrative pace that subverts our expectations. One such piece is Ohio, the final film from Satoshi Kon. Since first watching it, I haven't been able to shake its ethereal take on the blurry line between dreams and reality. A line we cross twice a day, and yet still feels strange and mystical at times. Clocking in at just a minute long, it speaks to the power of the animated short, as it's a minute I've thought about and returned to endlessly in the 10 years since its debut. There are hundreds of similarly fantastic animated shorts out there, packaged up in various collections, or found simply by poking around the right corners of YouTube. The art form has even wormed its way into mainstream media in the West. Ask a Tarantino fan to list their favourite moments of Kill Bill, and the Oren Ishii side story is bound to come up. A beautiful, brutal exploration of the origins of one of the bride's deadliest enemies. It's a winner because of its brevity, and a stark, visual flair that may have been difficult to keep up for much longer. Elsewhere, the Wachowskis greenlit an entirely animated extended universe for their Matrix films, showcasing an energy and variety to anime that surprised many uninformed viewers. The Animatrix was hugely important for a lot of now die-hard anime fans, and revisiting the 9-film piece, it isn't hard to see why. But, of course, the masters of such collaborations hail straight from the source. The Japanese love a good compilation, and Japan Animators Expo might just be the most breathtaking of them all. Japan Animator Expo was a collective of brilliant talent that came together to deliver fantastic animated shorts every week for nearly a year. The brainchild of Evangelion's Hideaki Anno, JAN saw some amazing directors producing work they just wouldn't be able to spin into feature-length films, taking risks and experimenting wildly thanks to the freedom the form allows. Distributed online, the project saw a fresh influx of both talent and ideas, and the entire experiment demands your viewership. All you've got to lose is a couple of minutes a pop. When watching these shorts, above all else you feel the independence of these creators. Unchained from the shackles of a studio production, these artists and auteurs aren't just allowed to experiment with aesthetic and runtime, but also the socially acceptable. Many shorts play with thematic taboo and explicitly outrageous visuals. Without having to commit to anything more than a couple of minutes, they're free to express themselves in morally bankrupt ways, in violent, sexual ways, in heartbreakingly bleak ways. Just as many, however, are uplifting and goofy, cheeky and rude, and they buck countless trends in their own strange fashion. As individual pieces, these shorts are often lopsided and left wanting, but the package combines to be something so well-rounded and balanced that it all just fits. Japan Animator Expo is so much more than the sum of all its parts. One of the biggest worldwide successes to come out of JAN was Me Me Me, a music video that went viral and tore the internet up before burning out, as these things tend to do. Me 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 is a hypnotic, disturbing music video that epitomizes what a lot of less informed critics think of when they talk about anime. Crude, hypersexualized, gory and just plain weird, it's a hit of pure animated insanity that both celebrates and subverts the medium it's representing, and it's kind of wonderful because of it. It's accidentally found itself as a modern-day ambassador for anime, and it unashamedly runs backwards with that baton. Two of my favourite animated shorts are also music videos, which, given the right song, is a great way to tell a story succinctly, tethered to the forward momentum of the music in a way that aids the ebb and flow of the storytelling. Shelter by Porter Robinson made for a fantastic, heart-wrenching tale of isolation when it debuted in 2016, and quickly scored millions of views whilst capturing the hearts of almost everyone who watched it. Long before that, however, Studio Ghibli themselves made what is quite possibly the best animated music video I've seen in On Your Mark, marrying the upbeat but melancholy of Chage and Asuka's titular song to an achingly beautiful story that manages to create a unique sci-fi world, replete with an immediately understandable and painfully unfair society, before telling an uplifting story of redemption and sacrifice. To do all that in just a few minutes is a feat that plenty of feature-length films struggle with, but Miyazaki and Ghibli manage it all effortlessly, without ever feeling rushed or undeserving of your emotional responses. To talk at length about any of these films is of course to spoil them, and I would suggest instead you check out the names you've seen flashing past the bottom of the screen and use those recommendations as a diving board into your own experiences with the medium. These shorts are a wonderful thing to discover yourself, because stumbling upon a new favourite feels genuinely special and personal. Their fleeting presence in our lives often lasts longer than their abrupt runtimes. I spent years trying to rediscover some of these shorts, some whose memories still linger vibrantly, I never came across again, and that's perhaps the beauty of this art form. It can't really be collected in a traditional way, and these brief moments feel all the more powerful for the fact that you may never see them again. There are so many great shorts out there, and these miniature movies are just the surface of a much larger industry. Anime can often feel like a hobby that demands a lot of your time, from keeping up with the stream of never-ending anime series pumped out every season, to the steady release of awesome animated features hitting theatres worldwide. But if you don't have that much time to commit, anime still has plenty to offer fans of any genre. So get out there and start discovering your own favourites. There's so much beauty in the world of anime, and it's up to you to decide just how long you're willing to give it. As always, thanks for watching. This video was really difficult to make because it's inherently hard to talk about short media, even 30 or 40 pieces of it. Despite that, I had great fun putting together what I hope is at least a tribute to the unbelievable visuals to be found in the medium, if nothing else. I want to say a big thank you to Kayla from K-Laser for the use of her lovely ukulele version of Shelter, and Patrick Hennigan, who created that absolutely killer instrumental karaoke version of On Your Mark. I've put a link to both of them in the description below, and seriously, go check them out, they're so talented. And of course, a huge shout out to my patrons as well. You guys make these videos possible. If you too would like to support Beyond Ghibli, you can do so by pledging $1 on the Patreon, or by simply subscribing to the channel and sharing this thinly veiled parade of anime boobies. If, instead, you're somehow disappointed that this video didn't have enough anime boobs in it, hit the like button, and I'll look for a pair big enough to get crushed to death in.